you're having a good December. I certainly am. No school, no work for the next like 2 weeks, but then I'm back like the first week of January. So yeah. Okay, so this video is going to be like, I didn't turn off like the brightness for my laptop because I usually turn down the brightness. So when I do the video, you can't see the glare, but the lighting is good, but I'm not taking my glasses down. Too bad. Okay, anyway, this video is going to be about very odd dates I've been on. And so, as you can see, if you've been watching my other videos with the screenshots, I have very, very odd interactions with the opposite sex. So, I'm going to give you a few very odd stories of me actually meeting these people. Not these people that I had like screenshots of, but just other dates I've been on. I hope this gives you a laugh. You're going to continuously hear the weird noise because the babies are very active right now. I don't know why. I gave them a couple of raisins. Now they're just like lit. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first one was not funny, but more very sad. So, met him on Tinder. I know, strike one. And my Tinder bio has always said, not looking to hook up. So, this guy just seemed cool. Like, I even brought it up, and he was like, oh yeah, that's fine, I don't care. I'm like, alright, great. So, yeah, sure, we can go on a date. We go on a date. It's going alright. He's a pretty chill dude. And then he says something, like he makes a comment about like my chest, and I'm like, ah, yeah, no, we're not gonna talk about that. And I'm like, I'm very forward when it comes to that, so I'm like, no, that's not cool. I'm not gonna talk about my chest to you. Like, you don't need to know what size they are. No. And like, he continuously kept talking about it, and I'm like, man, no. And so something in my mind was just like, maybe I need to break this to him that he's not going to see my titties, like, at all. No. And then I'm like, not only are you not going to see my boobs, we're not going to have sex. So I kind of reminded him. I was like, oh, by the way, just want to let you know, like, I'm still not trying to hook up with people. And then he goes, like, honestly, he's like, are you serious? And I'm like, you knew this. You knew this. We have transcripts of you knowing, you accepting the terms and conditions. You knew this. Why are you so angry? And he leaves. Girl, this is what I hear. Pro tip for you. Pro tip. Do not go on dates if you do not have money. Think of it like this. Bring the amount of money that you would use to buy your own food. Because some people are shady. And so he leaves. Like, he gets up and leaves. And it's not like one of those, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom and I never come back. Shawty got up and left. Also, thank goodness, I drove my own car. So, and I watched him just walk out the restaurant and get on this car. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna finish my food and yours, and then I'm bouncing. Which is kind of shitty because I have to pay for his food too because he dipped out before we got the check. So, anyways, yeah. You already know I have one about ladies staying in the kitchen. So, this man, he was all American. Big ass white boy, guns, just, yeah. And he seemed cordial. He seemed really kind. He seemed like a gentleman, and that's what sucked me in. I'm like, oh, yes. We go on our date. Takes me to this really bomb-ass restaurant. And he immediately starts talking about, like, I want a family, I want this, and this, like, I'm settled, I have goals, I have ambitions, I'm saving up to buy a house. And me, I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, I feel you, okay, yeah. And then he starts telling me what kind of wife he wants. You already know. So, he expresses that he wants a stay-at-home wife. So for me, no, I'm not being a stay-at-home wife. I'm not gonna be a stay-at-home mother. If I got a master's degree and you ain't got a degree, you're trumped. I stay at home. So, and then that was kind of like the dynamic, because when I was dating him, I was in my senior year of my undergrad. And I was telling him, hey, I already got accepted to University of Utah, all this stuff. And he didn't have a degree, but he had a successful career. Like, he got out of high school, he got right on, like, he was in the oil field. Like, that's what his work was. So he was wealthy in that sense. But he was like, well, I just think that as a woman, you would feel more fulfilled if you had a husband who took care of you and children who adored you. And I'm like, no. And then, of course, he brought up, well, you won't know until you try it. I'm like, that's such a big decision. I can't, like, what if I don't like it? I can't leave my family, gave birth to some kids, got married. I can't just be like, it's not for me. I'm out. I'm leaving y'all. Bye. Nope. And so, like, I expressed that to him. I'm like, I've got a degree. I'm about to graduate, and I'm about to go pursue a higher degree. So I would want a, significant other, a husband in the future who is okay with that. You won't necessarily have to have a degree. I wish you would. And more than likely, while we're married, I will try to push you to get one. But it wouldn't be something that would upset me unless you've got a problem with me having it. And it only started getting weird because he was expressing in a way like, well, is your degree lucrative? Like, how much money would you make in a year if you got this master's degree in this field? So the master's I'm working towards is educational leadership and policy, which is basically working as an admin at a university. It is not lucrative, and yeah, I can work my way up. I can get a PhD. I'm gonna be in debt out the ass, so I'm not. But it's not lucrative. It's not like making oil field money. It's not like being a doctor. It's not like, being a plumber or like having these unionized jobs that have these badass benefits. Not at all like that. So his explanation, he's like, so why would you even pursue it if you're not going to be successful? And I'm like, success is not defined monetarily. Yeah, I want to be banging like all the money in the world, so I can get cat t-shirts, buy 15 chinchillas who won't love me. Like, I want to be successful. But at the time, I thought that degree was going to make me happy, like in what I would do. In hindsight, he had a point, but I'm not going to be a stay-at-home wife. So, the rest of the date just went with us discussing the dynamics of a family. Then he made some offhand remark. He's like, well, you must come from a broken family if you don't think this is the best way to live. And I'm like, no, I don't come from a broken family. I have a very beautiful and well together family. I just want something different. Like, I want two successful people who do not follow these gender norms in the sense where, since I was born with a vagina, I have to stay at home and sit on it, and he gets to go wave his dick around at work. I mean, that makes it sound like he's a stripper or something, but you know what I mean. I don't believe in that. And he was handsome, he was ambitious, and it just didn't work out because we did not have the same belief system. So he's probably out there making someone very, very happy, because I knew a ton of girls in college who were willing to drop out for a guy just like that. I didn't give him their name though. I don't know why I didn't do that. Yeah. Okay, so I went on a date with this older gentleman. I'm not gonna give out ages and shit. But I didn't know he was a sugar daddy. Let me tell you why. So on his profile, like most of my dates I get from dating sites. In his profile, he's like, successful older man, wants to date younger woman, should keep him young and happy. And I'm like, I got you. I mean, I'm not as fun loving as young people. Drink tea and knit. But I'm the closest you're gonna get. So we matched, and immediately he's messaging me like, let's have dinner, like, can we meet today? And I'm like, nope, you gotta talk to me for a couple of days so I can start. I gotta stalk you online to see what's up. He's like, oh, of course, I'm sorry. I was just very excited to meet you, and you're so beautiful. And I'm like, thanks. But yeah, so fast forward, we end up meeting, and he's a suave man. Just swag daddy. And I was like, okay, see, older gentleman got his shit together. Like, he had a house, he had a career, he had degrees, and he was very excited that I was getting a degree. So I was like, man, age ain't nothing but a number. We both adults, so so we go on a date, and he's very articulate. He's very sweet, and then he comes at me in a weird way. He's like, so, what kind of arrangement are you looking for? And I'm like, oh, I'm looking to date someone and possibly for that to evolve into a relationship. And he's like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm like, oh, you're just looking to hook up. He's like, kinda, but I make arrangements. And he's making it sound very sketchy. So I'm looking around the restaurant like, what arrangements are you talking about? He's so weird or something, I don't know. But no, he's like, I'm a sugar daddy. I'm a professional sugar daddy. I'm like, I didn't know you could be a professional sugar daddy. So he explains, yeah, I just got out of a arrangement with a girl that he's been in a thing with for like 2 years, but she just graduated and she left. And he was looking for a new sugar baby. So this was when I was like in my sophomore year of my undergrad. So I was just like, in my head, calculating, I'm like, so I would have 3 more years of a sugar daddy. And I didn't want to be like, oh no. So I'm like, all right, tell me, like, what does this entail? He's like, of course, I want a physical relationship, because I love younger women, and that's why I'm doing this. And I'm like, okay, so, get to the sugar daddy part. And his last sugar baby, he was giving her a $500 allowance a week. He was paying on her student loans, and he was paying on her car. Y'all, I still got $10,000 to pay on my car, and I got almost $35,000 in student loan debt. I was this close. But I was young, and I was like, it was a really scary proposition to me, because I felt like, but basically I'm a hooker, and he's like, no, like, we would build on a relationship. Like, I'm not going to take you home tonight and have sex with you. It would be like building on a relationship, but I have a girlfriend. And I'm like, I'm shook AF. I'm like, does your girl know you're here with me? But apparently, his girlfriend is an older lady who is a sugar mama, who has a sugar baby on the side. So they had something going on. He's like, oh, of course, like, we're 2 older adults who know that we appreciate younger people, but we also appreciate mature people. I'm like, so she ain't gonna come and kill me or something? He's like, no, like, she would want to meet you just so she knows who you are. And I'm like, no, I can't. So I told him I'd think about it, but I declined. He was upset. He was like, I could have made you happy. And I'm like, I bet you could. But honestly, now, 22, if I was living in Corpus Christi, I would have had a sugar daddy, point blank. Sorry. Go be very candid with y'all, because these debts are real, the struggle is real, and sugar daddies are real. So, and finally, the date that I went on because the guy was trying to get with my friend. A thread. But, yeah, so I went on this date with this guy. And he seemed to know a lot of my friends. So I'm thinking, oh, this is one of those things where you know my friends and this might work out just because we run in the same circles. No. Reason why he knew my friends is because he'd been stalking them. And he'd been stalking one in particular. Not gonna name her name, but she was there. The situation is clear. Well, she wasn't there, but she knew of him when I came home and I told her, hey, I'm on a date with so-and-so, and he said he was into you. So, alright, backtracking. We went on a date. We went to Joe's Crab Shack because I was basic back then, even though I lived on a coastal beach. Like, I wanted to go to Joe's Crab Shack. But we went there. And then he starts casually referencing things. He's like, oh, like, I noticed you on so-and-so's page. Are you friends with Blank? And I'm like, oh my God, Blank is my girl. That's my homegirl. We came here together. He's like, oh yeah, she's really pretty. She's really nice and smart. I'm like, yeah, she is. Like, come on. Yeah. And that's the thing of me. When you start talking about my friends, like hyping them up, I'm like, yes, I know she got a fat ass. I know she got a degree. I know she got big titties. Yes, she's the best. And I wasn't thinking, like, this is very odd for you to be talking about on the first date. So, the date goes on. And then he suddenly brings up, he's like, so are you gonna go home and see her tonight? And I'm like, yeah, like we're planning on watching movies so I can gossip about this date, which is not going so well, you know? And he wants to invite himself. He's like, oh, well, I would love to go watch movies with y'all, like, if it's cool. I tell him, no, it's girls' night because I have to. And I tell him blatantly, I'm like, you know, I have to go gossip to my girlfriends about you. Ha ha ha. He's like, well, it'd be cool if I was there so I could, like, defend myself. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, ha ha, you don't get to do that. That's the whole point of me gossiping to my friends about you. So, yeah. So, we leave and I'm like, okay, bye. You know, text me, call me, whatever. And he does. Like, the next day. Hey, do you and blank want to go hang out? Why do you keep bringing up blank? And I'm like, do you like my friend? Like, cause it seems like you've been trying to get closer to her. And he straight up says, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm really into your friend and I was hoping you could get me with her. You didn't just tell me that at the beginning. Like, you didn't even have to take me out to Joe's Crab Shack. You spent your money on nothingness. So I tell her she's not interested whatsoever because he'd been stalking her for almost 2 months now. So she's like, no, like, block him. Like, don't even tell him I know where you live. Like, so that was weird. So I hope you enjoyed those silly date stories, or not. I don't know what y'all enjoy. Like, start liking stuff so I know if you enjoyed it or not. Just help me out. Come on. So anyways, like, share, and subscribe. I've also created a Patreon because I'm going to work towards getting an actual camera and more stuff for my little corner. Because this is literally a corner, y'all. Like, hold on, wait. Okay, that's how you would see it's a corner. Like, this is a corner in my living room. So I want to start working towards making quality videos without this glare. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and start donating to my Patreon, there's a link in my bio, not in my bio, in my banner, right when you go onto my page. So definitely comment on which one you thought was the weirdest, and also comment some of your weird dating stuff, because I love reading those things. They're great. So yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your week. Yeah, bye.